Hello. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey. Oh my gosh, I just realized, pardon me, my glasses are a mess, but nice to see you, even though I can't really see you. Um, Welcome everybody. Welcome. I am back. Maybe you're back too, maybe you're not. Maybe you took this week off, this post Labor Day week that it's crazy. I don't know about you, but I am slowly ready to get back into the swing of things. Oh my gosh, so much better. I can see. Hey, here I am. Here you are. I don't have any earrings on, but whatever. We're a casual bunch here, right? Right? The fact that we're here is major. Good morning, Jen Bull. Good morning, Nina. Irish Pink, Milo, nice to see you. Britt Wilson Bills, nice to see you as well. Ms. Crentis, nice to see you. Oh, some friendly names. Always nice. It's a bit of a, I don't know, that back to school season, that kind of like going back and kind of getting in the swing of things. Miss Goody, Two Shoes, Colleen, Mom's Mammy. Good morning from North Carolina. Good morning from a very unseasonably, all too warm for my tastes, Pennsylvania, and earlier this week, Delaware. Oh my goodness. I don't know about you guys, but I used to love the summer. And maybe it's because of, that time. Good, Davina, nice to see you. Morgan, nice to see you. But it's just a little too hot out right now for me. I have never been one for pumpkin spice and all that, but I could use a nice fresh breeze. I'm just saying, yeah, way too warm, way too warm. Ms. Crentis, thank you for sharing the live. And I guess I'm supposed to encourage more folks to share. Yeah, but here we are. Ginny is here, and all sorts of people chiming in. Anastasia for reals, all the good stuff. So you're in New Jersey. Okay, so we're all along that same, it's just too warm for my blood. And then ironically, I made myself a cup of hot tea. I thought maybe that'd cool me down. Also, I do need just a sip of the caffeine to get me going because it's been a few days. We went away down to the beach in Delaware, my husband and I, to catch up on, tried to fit the entire summer into one long weekend. I don't necessarily recommend it. Madison, Wisconsin, Jen Bull, nice to see it. Cooler in Illinois, cool. I think I'm going to Illinois for a day in a couple weeks. I get some wacky stuff going on. But yeah, I am also ready for the early fall weather myself. So anywho, welcome everybody. Welcome to the first post Labor Day TikTok live from me, Beth, Destination Decluttered. I don't know about you, but I often feel, and maybe because I'm the eternal child inside, when I think of the whole back to school season and things, that to me, the calendar is a big circle. And I feel like last week was still summer, and then this weekend was kind of like a symbolic change. And now it feels like kind of, all right, that was good, but I kind of want to get back into things. Yeah. And also to help me. This helps me. Me helping you helps me. And reminding ourselves to whatever ain't working for us, whatever isn't working for us, as my grammarian friends would correct me, let's change that. Let's just change it. We only have one life. Let's make it the best we can. And here's a funny thing. Corpus Christi, Texas, I bet it, as we would say in Massachusetts, I bet it's wicked hot there. What I want to just have you think about is clutter. Because I'm a decluttering life coach. If we haven't met, hi, my name is Beth, Destination Decluttered, Decluttering Life Coach. I will be here for the next 56 minutes or so for you, for us, to get unstuck. St. Pete, Florida. I love St. Pete. It's an awesome place. Fort Myers, Florida. Wicked hot down there as well. And here's the thing that I want to I'll tell a story from my weekend away that might resonate about clutter, because it does to me. To me, clutter is an excess of stuff. It's over the point of just right and too much into too much. I have too much stuff, right? There we go. Irish Pink, my house is almost packed. I know you're packing. And I called the charity for furniture pickup. Awesome progress, everybody. Check that out. That's a good thing. That is really cool. I love that you have been showing up and doing a little bit at a time and getting those things done and making the plans and keep on moving forward. So rock on to you. Rome, Georgia. Wonder if it's hot down there. But here's what comes up to me this weekend is I ate too much and drank too much. And I know that's too much. You know why? Because it wasn't just right. You need to eat and technically, drink water and things. But I felt not so great when it was too much. And I kind of feel like that's almost like the bodily equivalent of clutter. Clutter. You have stuff in your home. You need a certain amount of things in your home to make it function well and look good, and you feel good in it. But after a certain level, you think more is going to be better, but more can just sometimes make you feel worse. So I am thinking of that, not feeling so good in the bodily way because I ate too much. It was fun kind of while we did it, but then it had the cumulative effect. So I'm stopping that. I'm getting back to some good habits. And I hope you want to think about getting back into some good habits too. Now, don't start this. Don't start all gung-ho and then run out of steam. Slow, low and slow. Isn't that how people cook stuff, right? Do a little bit at a time. Get yourself used to it. Do not hurt yourself. That's what I'm doing. I said I'm going to walk some more steps today. I'm going to drink some water. I'm going to go buy some kale, right? So that's me. But I'm also going to tidy up the stuff that we came home with, right? So just think of that. Clutter is just that stuff that's above, that's like too much, okay? Shanerica is saying, I finally unloaded one storage unit this weekend. I love it. Congratulations. And just think of how much money you're saving by not doing that one storage unit. And notice, I love what you said. You said decluttering is so empowering. And it is. And the thing that I love, and I probably will get tired of talking about clutter, but I love talking about it now because to me, decluttering helps you remind yourself of who you are, and even more, who you want to be, who you want to become, who you are becoming. You learn who you were by the stuff you saved back then. Back then can even be yesterday. But here you are today. Here I am today. Who am I today? Take the good, take the bad, the facts of life. But also then, who do I want to become? Now, I would like to become, yay, a person who doesn't have COVID. My husband just told me we tested negative. So that's a good feeling. But you know what? This is what we're here for. Let's just start a little bit at a time, do a little bit. Okay, Lulu 469, procrastinating, but I'll get moving while listening. Okay, Lulu, I love this, and I want to share with everybody. I did not get into coaching to become like a big star or anything. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's about you. And I love it when folks say to me, oh, I hear you when you're on your TikTok and I get up and clutter. I am all about that. But what I would love for you to do is learn how to kind of ignite the ignition, to turn the key to get yourself started even when I'm not around. Because that is what I would love to think of is you have a voice inside you that's encouraging, that is telling you you've got this, that is confident, that is, it's got your back. You have a part of your brain that has that. Often it is being talked over by the less helpful, what I call the backseat drivers. Temporarily, I think it is fine that if your, what I call your co-pilot voice happens to have my crazy voice, right? What would Beth say? I don't know. She'd say, get curious. She'd say a little bit at a time, things like that. But what I would love for you to do is hear that in your own voice. Hear that in your own voice so that long after I'm doing something else or I'm not here, you can find a way to motivate yourself and to get yourself, instead of being stuck, getting yourself started. Okay? So I just love that. So thank you so much for that encouraging. It helps me know that I'm on the right track. So that's why I show up and do these TikTok lives and having the mailing list and the coaching and all that. There we go. All right, well, let's get into this. Okay. Anastasia, I do the same, eat too much in the afternoon, then I feel sluggish. Yeah, let's try to catch ourselves before we do that. Catch yourself before you do it. Change what you do. But if you don't, if the neural pathway in your brain, as we like to say in the biz, is so well paved and you inadvertently slip onto it, do not beat yourself up. It will not undo anything. It will just make you living in the present feel lousy, right? I love it. Nina just said, I just cleaned up my office area and got rid of so much paper clutter. I love it. I love that because I have a client right now. So many of us deal with paper clutter. Paper clutter is so funny because we live I think it's because we live in a hybrid society. I think we live in a way that's easy to get paper in the mail, printing stuff out for yourself. But also a lot of the stuff that we have that's paper clutter is also something that already exists digitally somewhere else. So it's almost like we're just not there yet. We're in like this kind of arc of change. And it's like, should I keep it? Should I not? I don't know. Should I keep it if I don't? It's just a really interesting thing. So, but congratulations on taking a look at your paper and saying, what do I need, what do I not need, and acting accordingly. All right, I love it. Today is a new day. There we go. User 11969 is saying, shoot, I have to leave, catch you later. Don't worry. Here's what I do about that. And I want to offer that. I wish I could remember who it was, but it was a Destination Declutter TikTok live person who said, hey, do you put your TikTok lives, do you record them, and do you put them anywhere? I gotta be honest, that never even occurred to me because of me. We all have our own thoughts. All of our brains are uniquely different. But the thing I love is that person suggested something, that might help them. And it just was great. It was so great to hear that. I don't have all the answers, so I love getting, suggestions from people. That helped that one person, so this will help other people. So like user 119 plus, no need to fear, because what I do is these TikTok lives, I record them, I download them, and then I upload them to Destination Decluttered. What do you call it? Sorry, I just got a message, and my brain is like, who the heck was that? I got to figure that out. I will figure it out. What I want to offer is, I totally forgot. Notice how you can fall off the tree. Download it, upload it. Oh yeah, YouTube. I'm getting back there. It's happening. Destination Decluttered on the YouTube channel. Destination Decluttered on YouTube. I download all these TikTok lives and upload them. So if you want to pop them in, listen to them like a podcast while you're bopping around the house doing some decluttering, when you're in your car, when you're walking around, anything that gets you going. Okay? Notice that. Okay. Improving on home skills, but building my confidence up on self-starting. And here's the beauty of that, Lulu469, is that skill of self-starting for everybody, for all of us. I mean, I could have laid in bed this morning and been like, oh, forget it, I'm gonna eat some cereal, and it's too hot to go walk out. But self-starting is not easy for any of us. In some people it's more difficult, some people it's more easy, but it's getting from stuck to started. I don't think any of us truly every day bound out of bed ready to face the world. It takes some time, but doing it is so worth it. Okay? Incatnito789 says, I just donated 7 bags and 1 box of clothing, plus some other home items. It is a start. Sure enough, it's a start. It's a start. And here's where this is the only time, if you were ever listening to me, this is the only time you would be wanting to see what I do, but you can imagine it, is I have a dotted line behind me on the wall of my room. And on one side is a map pin, on the other side is a map pin. This map pin on one side is where you are today on the journey called your life, on your Destination Decluttered journey, on your journey towards the life you want to be. The other pin is that aspirational, what I want my home to look and feel and function like. Okay? And the great thing is that 7 trash bags and 1 box of clothing is definitely more on the side of being decluttered than it is clutter-wise. I love it when here's the funny thing for me. I don't know if this will work for you, but I will offer it, is I find that drama and stories, and not excuses, but dramatic things kind of leach they burn up energy. They burn up your energy faster than if you just kind of kept things quiet and small and just started doing something, So I say that because decluttering is something that, you've struggled with and things like that, but also just getting started and making those simple steps, making it not a big deal at the beginning allows you to make the progress. So think about that. Think about how you can just say, you know what, this is no big deal. I know there's some stuff I can declutter. I'm not going to chastise myself for all I haven't done. I'm going to say, you know what, as somebody just said, today's a new day. Today's a new day. I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes. I'm going to, I don't know. Here's a funny thing. If setting a timer doesn't work for you, there are so many tools out there that you can use to build your own toolkit to declutter. How about this? Put on a few songs. Say for 3 songs on my playlist, put on some fun songs that are about 4 or 5 minutes a piece. They also mark time and they make it more enjoyable. Okay? So make it easy on yourself. Just make it easy on yourself. All right, what do we have here that I can help with? Boop-a-dee. There we go. If I can't recycle it or shred it, I keep it. Interesting, Jules. I hope that works for you. Here's a great thing I want to empower you with, everybody. These decisions are completely up to you. Completely up to you. You decide what you keep. You decide what you give away. You can also decide that you keep something now, and you decide a few minutes or days or years later you give it away. It's all up to you. It is completely all up to you what you do. All I suggest, and the reason I'm here, is that if that works for you, I hope that makes your home look the way you want. I hope you feel the way you want to in your home, and that your home functions well for you. That's the only reason I'm here, is for those things. Because let me tell you, when your home looks the way you want it to look, and you feel like you want to feel in your home, and then it functions the way you want it to, it just makes all of your life so much easier. And I am all about, I was joking with a client the other day that the name of one of my books that I'm going to write, All About Ease. Don't take it. I hosied it, as we would say as kid. But I'm all about, let's make this easy. Let's make it simple. Don't make it dramatic. Just start a little bit at a time. You can do this. Showing up. Don't make such a big deal out of everything. Just do it. Keep it small. Make it easy. You know, what's that? Everybody's so creative. If it ain't easy, if it goes down cheesy, something like that, right? Okay. TWP is saying, lost both parents, only child. Oh, so much. So many sentimental things, right? How do I let it go? First of all, may I just share my heart with you. That sucks. It's going to happen to everybody here. It's never easy when it happens to you or somebody else. So my heart goes out to you, not only to be the only parent and losing both child, being the only child, but then having all that stuff coming down on you, right? All I do. Every single thing that your parents owned will probably have a certain vibration of them owning it. So that's a low level kind of sentimentality. Oh, this was like, all these clothes were my mother's. All these shoes were my mother's. All these books were my mother's. All of these, jackets were my dad's. All this type of stuff. I get that. How do I let it go? And I love how Jules said, and this is the thing I just want to share with you guys, that it's so freaking cool that when I show up and I just happen to be like the magnet or the pinpoint to get people to gather for this decluttering, all the time, every single time, somebody who is here struggling with clutter themselves has something to offer somebody else. We are all here helping each other. And TWP, Jules says, I totally get that. I lost a brother and father. I hold on to some things and I donate the rest. So here's what I want to offer to you and to everybody who's struggling with any kind of clutter of the 3 levels that I talk about, surface, stored, and sentimental, is you get to decide what feels right to you, what feels right to you. If you don't want to get rid of things right now, you don't have to. You are in complete control of this. You can set the pace that you get from where you are to less cluttered. You can define what less cluttered looks like. It's all up to you. What I want to say, though, is I want to empower you to say, keep the things for the right reasons. Keep the things because you want them, that really, they really delight you. Don't keep things because of guilt. Keep things because you want to maybe pass them on to other people, but just notice how your life feels in your home with these things. If it works in organically with your stuff, feel free to keep it. Also, but allow yourself the opportunity to say, that's okay. I don't need to keep all this stuff to remind myself that I loved my parents. I also don't need to say, oh, I'm a bad kid because I don't love their stuff. No, they just love their stuff. You love yours. It's okay. Take your time. Do it in a pace that feels right to you. But what I will say is, notice when you start to feel the stirrings of you want to change it and act upon that. Don't get stuck with stuff and don't get overwhelmed with the amount of things. Start small, start often. Okay, there we go. Okay, Linda Cruz, I love this. Okay, there we go. And Lulu469, see, there's a bunch of people with this. We are of a generation. So I'm Gen X. I'm elder Gen X. But boy, am I not a boomer. And I will offer this. Yeah, those of us who have parents, who have relatives who are older than us, look ahead in the rear view mirror. Look ahead through your windshield. You may have their stuff coming down the pipe to you. They may not want to or be able to deal with it themselves right now while they're alive, but when they pass, you're going to need to deal with it. So this is why it's so good for you to, even right now before all that happens, to get clear on, to get practice on making decisions about what you want to keep and what you want to donate. Okay? Oh, so many of these things are things that we are all going through together. Linda Cruz 198 is saying, I am totally decluttering my apartment. Awesome. And it's taking forever. Okay. Here's where I like to play with the English language, because I was not an English major, but boy, is it a way that we communicate. And here's what I just want you to notice is that forever is a dramatic word. It's taking forever. It's almost like you're fainting on the couch because it's so much. I'm going to bet it's not taking forever. It's just taking a longer time than you want it to take, right? Yeah, it's taking much longer than I want it to take. So a couple of things to just remember, Linda, okay? First of all, you're started. You're doing it. Every day you do any decluttering, and this is just not for you, Linda, this is for everybody. Every day you do something, you will make progress. You are making progress every little bit. Now, if you have what I call a backlog of clutter, if you have years worth of stuff that you haven't dealt with, yes, it is going to take an amount of time to go through those things. It's like gaining weight and losing weight. You didn't get it overnight, or maybe you did with some stuff with your parents, but when you have a certain sheer number of items in your home, in order to process them, at least in a way that's going to ideally feel good to you, and you get to decide what feels good, it's going to take some time. No doubt about it. What I want to suggest to you, though, is do not get discouraged. Lack of courage that drains your energy and didn't want to stop. Do not get discouraged because it is taking a long time. How about this? Say to yourself, every time I move forward, I'm closer to my destination and further away from where I started. Notice that. It's just like a road trip. You get to a certain point in your road trip and, are we there yet? And sometimes the answer is no, we're not there yet. But say to yourself, but I'm closer than I've ever been. Notice this. The thoughts in your head are running your life. The thoughts in your head are running your life. Think about that for just a minute. You have thoughts in your head that make you feel a feeling, and when you feel a feeling, you do a thing. If you have an unhelpful thought, you feel discouraged, you probably don't do anything, or you give up, or you drag your feet, or you make excuses. All the things that keep you from starting or making it unpleasant. However, on the other hand, mix it up. On the other hand, on the other side of your head, you can have another thought, another more helpful thought. As I said, I offered a few right then. I may be not there yet, but boy, am I closer than I've ever been. This isn't bad. I can do this. Look at how much I've done. This place feels better already. You already have the feeling of what having an entire home decluttered feels like, even when you do a little smidge. So you've got like a taste of that destination. Every single time you declutter, you get a taste of what it's going to be like when it's just a bigger area of your home. But do not discount, do not postpone the joy until you get there. Revel in your accomplishments every single time you do it. A Liz Lemon high five does wonders, right? Do that. Generate that dopamine. Get that in there. Remind yourself of why you're doing it and show up again to do it. This is not so you rest on your laurels and say, oh, this is good enough. You can do that if you want. Again, this is so all up to you. But notice that when you feel better, you will then take your thoughts about what to do and you will turn it into action. You will do the things as opposed to just staying up here. You could stay up here for the rest of your life and think and think and think and think and think. It won't matter one difference until you turn that thinking energy into doing energy. Okay? So I just noticed a ton of new comments, so I'm going to do my best to scroll through them and help. I love that other people are also helping while I'm trying to help one person. It's like you all, the hundreds of us are here right now, are in like a giant, auditorium, right? When I'm speaking to one person, I can't help everybody else, but I love it that you're helping each other. Okay, I love it. Nina is saying, I donated a few things to an animal shelter, so nice to reclaim my hallway of bags. Yes, that nice, clean feeling. There we go. There you go. Declutter shortcut. Abuser left his framed photo behind, and now it's smashed and tossed out in a sealed bag. Do not underestimate the power of getting rid of stuff that tells you a bad story. There we go. Yep, I will say this. Here's an interesting one. Let me scroll back here. Oh, so many things. I just want to make sure. If I miss your comment, please do not take offense. It's because so many of them show up and they scroll past me. I love it that other people are helping out. There we go. Okay, so Julie Wolf is saying, I am disabled and have to rely on others to help with the decluttering. It's so frustrating. I am not minimizing your disability or the frustration. What I want to offer to you, though, and to everybody is the decluttering doesn't start with your hands of the moving of the stuff. The decluttering starts up here. The decluttering is you making a decision. What is that thing? Identifying what an item is and having a conversation in your head about it. What is it? Do I want it? If I want it, where do I put it? Where does it go even? Or if I don't want it, what's the easiest way to get it out of my house? Right? So just notice that. Yeah, okay, yes. And notice that there is help out there. There is help out there. I truly believe that. You could ask. It may not be fun. It may be uncomfortable. I know. I'm from New England. God, we don't ask for help. But there is help out there. And getting help will change your life. And this is what I say about getting help when you're disabled and you're needing to declutter. I am also saying this when you have anything you are struggling with. Please, oh, please, oh, please. Please, oh, please, oh, please. I think I'm doing a combination of Pee Wee Herman and James Brown right there, okay? But I mean this in all sincerity. Get help with what you're struggling with, no matter what it is. You only have one life. Make it the best you can be. I know personally, I avoided getting help for things that I was struggling with for decades. And boy, did it show. But once I got help, once I said I need help with something, I am struggling, I can't do this alone, I got help. I paid for help. I paid for help. And I got help, and it helped me, and it got me better. And it helped me see things in a different way. That's why I show up here so many times, to allow you the opportunity to just look at your situation from a different angle. Okay? But seriously, if it's help, if you just need hands, people with hands will be like, okay, just tell me what to do. You're the one who makes the decision up there. You might need somebody to like bounce ideas off of, but ultimately you want your home to look the way you want it, feel good in it, and function well, right? Notice that. All right, what do we have? All right, notice how your apartment does not function how I want it to, okay? Functionality is really important to me because that is the ease with which it takes you to live there. I come from the last many jobs I've had, I have had random, I am happy with the crazy quilt of jobs that I've had because I'm embracing the fact that I did not have a clear-cut career path because that would have bored me to death. However, what I will say is that the jobs that I've had have always taught me something, and I love bringing them together. And one of the things I will offer to you is in the last many jobs that I've had, I have organically just been drawn to making things more efficient. And it's because I don't want to spend more time doing something I don't want to do than I have to. So keeping it simple. So the reason I bring functionality into it is looking at the systems you have in your home to do things and how can you make it more simple so it's just easier for you to do something. Okay, notice this. All right. Okay, Miss Terry is saying, I started keeping everything. By the time I was 6 years old, I think it came from a place of lack, and it often does. I'm not being a blanket statement, and I'm not, what's the word? I'm not diagnosing anybody, but when you feel a lack of something in your home or your life, you might cling on to things to try to provide that instead of lack. There's excess, and there's what I call just right. Think about Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You know, to one person, the porridge was too cold. For her, it was too cold. For somebody, it was just right. It's going to vary, but just notice why you did it and say, what can I do right now to change that? I am not 6 years old. I did it back then for that reason. How about now? Why am I still keeping this? Okay, there we go. Mama Nation is saying, I've been struggling for years with consistency. Yeah, you know what? What consistency do you want? Take it easy on yourself. Maybe I'm different than, I don't want to be one of those coaches that comes in and beats you up about stuff because I know that does not work for me. That gets me running away and bailing. But I will say this, sometimes we can be on a streak. Sometimes we can do really well. And then sometimes we fall off the wagon. I know myself, I can eat healthily and then I go and hang out with my friends. And the next thing you know, I am not paying attention to what I eat. And even if I do, I'm like, I don't care. I want to have another handful of Cheez-Its. That's my, when I treat myself with kindness, by not being perfect, I allow myself to be human, and it makes it easier to just start the next morning. Hence my water bottle. Hence the fact that I'm going to go out and buy kale, right? There we go. I love it. The Miracles in Money says, recently I hired a deep cleaning service. Bathroom, appliances, cleaner. Big help. If you can afford to do that, rock on. The neat thing is, though, the more you declutter, the bigger spaces are that they can clean for you. Cleaners can't declutter because they need to know where you want to put stuff, but I love that you did it. Lulu, who is 469, I love that you're saving some of your mom and dad's clothes for memorial pillows or Christmas ornaments. Very cool. Oh, I love it. The real El Green Joe is saying, you inspired me. Ooh, look at me. I'm an inspiration. We finally purged our basement, garage, and mudroom. We feel so much better. That's what it's all about, people. I realized I didn't put my rings on today. I'm kind of puffy from the weekend. What can I say? Feeling so much better. Doesn't feeling so much better just feel so much better? That's what we're going for. That's what I'm going for. That's why I'm a decluttering life coach. And I notice it's kind of bottom of the hour, and I used to be in college radio back in the 80s, so I feel like I should reintroduce myself. My name is Beth. Destination Decluttered is my TikTok page if we haven't met before. I'm a decluttering life coach. I am here to help you learn how to and make your home the way you want it to look, but also the way you want it to feel and function. Because when those three work together, you learn the skills to do that. Those skills are copy and pastable to so many other areas of your life. Okay? Notice that when El Green Joe got inspired, inspiration. What's inspiring? What can you inspire yourself with that you want to aim for? So you start, right? You start, and then when you do the thing, even if you're not there yet, it feels so much better because you're on your way. That's why I think of it as a road trip, not a commute, okay? I like to pose things in a road trip, all right? So just notice, how can you make it fun? If it's not fun, maybe it's the ADHD in my family and me. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to drag my feet if I don't think it's fun. If I don't see the reason for doing it that makes sense to me, I'm not going to do it. But sometimes we need to generate our own spark, our own effervescence, our own sparkle to say, yes, I'm doing this because I want that. I want to get to there. I just want it to be easy for me to do the things in my home. I want to feel good when I walk into my home. I want to feel proud when somebody calls up unexpectedly and I can open up the door and it's not a big deal. I can be not stressed. Notice all those things, okay? Just notice having that destination. That's why I am always going back to the basics. My coaching, I keep it simple. I keep it doable. To remind yourself that you only need a few things to really do this. You need a destination to aim for, to say, this is why I'm doing it. I want it to look cleaner. I want it to feel this way, all that. You fall in love with that destination, and then seriously, you do a little bit every day, and you reward yourself for what you did, you forgive yourself for what you didn't, and you start out the next day and you do it, and you enjoy the journey, so you're enjoying your life. You don't have it be all or nothing. You take breaks. You make it fun. You do it for a few hours, then go have fun. Because to me, it's a road trip, not a commute. Okay? Interesting. WP, I have so much guilt about letting go. Notice guilt. Okay, so the tools that I am going to empower you with is notice that way of getting from stuck to started. That is a major tool. Everybody needs that, even if it's not decluttering, to get yourself making that uncomfortable phone call or making yourself have to go get a shot or a root canal or something unpleasant, getting yourself from dragging your feet to doing the thing you know is going to make you better. That is a big deal for all of us, not just with clutter. But the other thing is, what does it says? Guilt. Guilt is a thought. Guilt starts up here, makes you feel a feeling, I feel guilty. And then you don't do anything. You probably get stuck with stuff. Guilt is, to me, it just wastes energy. I'm not saying, but just examine, get curious about it. Where does it come from? What is the sentence in your head? What is the thing you look at that makes you feel guilty? And what's that little whisper from the back seat about why you can't get rid of it? Just get curious about these things. Where does the guilt show up in your body? How does it make you feel? What's the opposite of that guilt feeling? When you're not feeling guilty, when you're feeling good, to say, this is okay. My parents love me. I could donate all of their stuff to charity, and I would still live the rest of my life knowing that I loved my parents loved me. And I don't need all their stuff to prove it because it lives on in me, in what I do. Okay? Notice where your guilt comes from. Get curious. Ask yourself, is that true? Even if it was true, is it getting you where you want in your life? And feel free to make a better thought in your head that gets you encouraged in doing things. Okay? Gretchen is asking, how did you get started doing this professionally? I love helping people organize. I just kind of made it up. I don't mean to sound very flip, but I would help people in their homes, friends and family, I realized that that was not sustainable, because when I am there, what happens is I don't allow people to learn how to do it for themselves. I want to teach you how to do it so you do it for themselves. If I do it in your home, I know how to do it. I can go into your house in a hot minute because I don't hear the stories behind your stuff. I find it so much more satisfying to me and possible and satisfying and important for me to help people with the skill set up here, never mind what's there. But Catherine, you can, I mean, seriously, Gretchen, I'm sorry, Catherine just sent a rose, which was very nice. Help people in your area. If you really enjoy it, I like seeing those before and afters. I do like that. My inclination is wanting to help. I lean in to say, how can I help? And doing it on TikTok lives, and I do coaching with people, one-on-one coaching. I haven't mentioned that yet because I don't even know if I have any consultations available at the moment because I just got back. Let me check. I got a couple next week if you want to join, if you want me to be your coach. But I do that via Zoom. I'm not even in your home because I feel I am much more satisfied knowing that I'm helping people think differently than just going in and doing it for them. And if you help people, look, up Thread, somebody said they need help. There are probably people in your neighborhood, in your area. When you open up, when you say to the world, hey, I'm here, you'll find clues, all right? Good luck. And I love that you want to help people. Isn't that cool? Mama Nation, estate sale company worth it? I lovingly lob that question right back at you. What is worth it to you? How much is your time worth? How much money is your time worth? And it should be worth a lot because you never get time back. You can make money, you can spend money and make it, spend money and make it, make money and spend it, make money and spend it. Same diff, right? You will never get any time back. When a minute is gone, and not to sound like goth or whatever, but like whatever, realist, a minute gone is a minute gone. You never get that back. So notice how precious your time is and what can you do to get more time spending it on the things you enjoy doing. So I think an estate sale is totally worth it because let me tell you, I have a personal story about this and I would have gladly paid. I was expecting to pay an estate sale to do the things I did not want to do because my time is worth a hell of a lot more money than we ended up making doing it ourselves. Okay? That's me. You touch base with you. Okay? Yes, notice Michelle is saying, my mom is 80 and still trying to deal with her mom's clutter. It's generational. It is. We have people that grew up in the, touched by the drama and the unexpected financial crisis of the 1920s and 30s. That changes how you think about things and act about things and you cling on to things. It's a different world now, but some people never update their apps. I was joking about this yesterday with a client. You know, like on your phone where you get a notification to update your app because there's a better version? Wouldn't it be so cool if we could just do that with our brains? Oh my gosh, to just update it to the most recent thing, to be like, oh, that makes sense. I'm just dealing with outmoded thoughts that are causing me to do something. We can't do it. We have to update it manually. And that's when you have to go through with every thought to be like, okay, do I still want to keep this or should I upgrade this thought? Should I update this thought to a better one that's going to get me functioning and feeling better? Notice that. But yeah, I was just thinking about this the other day, Michelle. I will share this with you. And what I will say is I was on my morning walk. My mother is in her 80s. My grandmother passed away a couple of years ago, but she was almost 100. I just realized that my grandmother's house with decades worth of stuff in it from when my aunts and uncles and everybody lived in the house, that is still there as far as I know, like untouched, like nobody's touching it because there are thoughts and feelings surrounded by clutter and stuff. And there's emotions too, of feelings, and especially the sentimental stuff and when money gets involved. So it can be something that you are struggling with. You know, I am there for my family. They know I declutter like nobody's business. I would go up there in a heartbeat and help them. But you have to ask people. You have to wait for people to be ready for help. Okay? And so notice Michelle too. I want to just get into this a little bit because all of us will most likely inherit stuff from people. What do you want? Start thinking about yourself. I love that you might want to help your mom at 80, but you're also helping yourself. What do you want, your home to look and feel and function like? And does any of the stuff that is your grandmother's or your mother's, does that fit into your home? If the answer is no, that's okay. If the answer is yes, that's okay. All the answers are okay because it's specific to you. That's why I love when I do one-on-one coaching with people because it's all we do is focus on you, what you want. And what I want to offer is making these decisions now about what you want when the stakes are low, when when it's not dramatic and crisis situation, will just save you, because you're making a plan in your head that when the time comes, you can execute it. Somebody on a coaching call the other day was using the word executing, and then I was like, oh, I guess I'm an executioner, which I don't want to be, right? But notice what you want. And also, I don't know about you, if anybody here has children or grandchildren or other generations on the other side. I don't have kids, but I have nieces and nephew, as I like to say, is I don't want to burden them with what I am going to be burdened, what my sisters and I are going to be burdened with family-wise. I'm going to break that chain. So I am really clear about what I have and what I don't have, and what I want them to not feel like they need to keep anything to prove that they loved me as their rockin' Auntie Beth, right? So notice that. I do love Lulu is saying, which is so true. It really is like starting to work out in a gym. Feels like a muscle I am training. You are. This is the great thing, and this is why I love approaching clutter this way. You are training your brain. You're training your brain to think in a way that says, what do I want in my life? What physical objects do I want in my life? If life is a little bit too ethereal, what physical objects do I want in my home? Are they beautiful? Are they useful? Are they sentimental? Do they delight me? Do they help me function better? What do I want to surround myself with? And what do I not want to surround myself with? And when you learn to build that muscle dealing with physical objects, you get your brain, you're working a stronger neural pathway to be like, this is what I want, this is what I want to get. And then you have less, what do I want to say? You have less tolerance for things that don't do it for you. And that just includes, when you get used to thinking that way, it includes people, experiences. You define your life. You begin to create the life you want. And I like to start smooth and small and simple with clutter, because it's something tangible that you can practice on. Practice thinking that way. There we go. All right, where do we go? I love it. Lulu, taking the before pictures so I can look at after pictures, even if it's a tiny area. Yes, that's one of the tools that I use in my coaching with people. So I love that you're using that for yourself. Also, I did notice too, I haven't mentioned it. Oh, somebody wants I've got a couple of consultations, scheduled. But what I want to offer is, if you're even curious about what one-on-one coaching would be like, the easiest way, the only way at this point kind of to get into that is to just join my mailing list. It is free. It is not a high pressure sales thing. If anything, I just give away a lot of free stuff to the people on my mailing list. It's destinationdecluttered.com/join. And really easy. Put in your email address, make sure pretend you're not a robot. Make sure you're not a robot. You immediately get an automatic welcome email that has a habit tracker that I need to get back on track myself with, which I am doing today, right? It's a PDF. You can download it, use it for the rest of your life. It's free, to say thank you for joining my mailing list. Also, the neat thing is with the mailing list, there's a free group Zoom call I do once a month. You will get notification of that when you join up for the mailing list. Also, you guys always get to be the first ones to know when I'm doing something new and different. Like I have, if I have consultation things that I put on my calendar, I go, psst, you guys get first dibs. Also, when I do TikTok lives, they'll get a little thing that's like, they will know in advance when I get TikTok lives. You will know when I do TikTok lives in advance, so you can show up if you want. The other thing too is, I will tell you this right now, I am not 100% sure I'm going to do this, but I am toying with the idea that January, February, maybe into March, that I will be doing a group coaching thing that will be substantially less in money than my one-on-one coaching, but it will be once a week for 10 weeks, because that's what I do. It's just an idea I'm playing with, but you know who's going to know about it for sure as it progresses is the people on my email mailing list. So if your brain gives you the unhelpful, I can't afford one-on-one coaching, blah, 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 just there might be, it may not be a group coaching. And the only way you're going to find out about that is being on the mailing list. So destinationdecluttered.com/join. I already saw a couple of folks have tuned in. That's cool. Just want to offer that as something cool. Oh my gosh. So here's the funny thing. I just looked and Hopefully they're not all to me. Hopefully you're kind of chatting back and forth and helping each other out. I've got 15 minutes here, and then I hop into a day of consultations and coaching. I just saw that there are 72 new more messages. I'm going to endeavor to get through a lot of them to help as many people as I can. But if I don't, please know that don't take it personally. There's just a lot of them. But also I will be doing more TikTok lives, I think this week. Yeah, I've got one tomorrow. Tomorrow's already Friday and Sunday. If you're ever on TikTok and you're wondering if I'm going to do a TikTok live, because there are weeks, like there's a week coming up at the end of September, I'm just going off the grid. I do this occasionally because I want to, because this is how I define my life. And what I want to say is that I will often have on the top level of my TikTok page. Oh, and if you haven't liked my TikTok page, could you like my TikTok page? That would be cool. I will pin a video that gives the TikTok schedule for that week. So you can, even if you're there, be like, oh, she's not live. When is she live? I put that up there for you, okay? There we go. Let me jump in here. Writing out a short daily list that I can cross off helps me so much. Michelle, that helps me too. When you lose steam, how do you get back into it? It says PM11208. It's like, instead of thinking steam, thinking of it as running out of gas. If your car ran out of gas, what would you do? You would, and this is why I use the driving and road trip metaphor. If my car ran out of gas, I would pull over and fill the tank. So what can you do to fill the tank to get you having energy again? Can you take a rest? Can you take a nap? Can you take a break? Do you need something to eat? Do you need to get outside and walk around? Do you need to sit down? Do you need to cool off? Maybe some water? All of those things. Also, looking at your destination and reminding yourself, this is why I'm going to get back on the road, because I'm so freaking excited to get to there. Okay, there we go. What else do we have? I feel for those generational clutter. It's a thing. How did I get into it? Because I grew up in a cluttered household, and I know how uncomfortable and chaotic it was in our brains, in our minds, and we couldn't, you know what I mean? All that stuff. And I luckily enough fell into some jobs and things that taught me some skills. I worked for Pier 1 Imports for a really long time in the 80s and early 90s, where I did visual merchandising and management. And so you learn certain skills about how to, keep a store looking neat and tidy and back stock and all that, and you can apply those to your home. The real big thing though was I didn't realize how much I could make it look good on the outside, but until I started getting some life coaching myself, I realized how much what I was thinking about my clutter really had things that was stored, but it's a journey. It is a journey. Yay, somebody just joined the mailing list. Thank you. I'm 83 and I have no idea why I say first floor is peaceful, cellar, 5-room antiques, money, hard work. Yeah, okay, notice this. I have no idea why. Give yourself the opportunity to answer that question in your brain. That's the only where the only answer to that question, the only place that the answer to that question is in your brain. And I say that with love because you have the answer in you. Sometimes it's just a matter of, now people talk about like meditating, quieting down your brain, quieting down what I call your backseat drivers, the constant chatter back there. Quiet them down. And then ask yourself, why am I saving this? And just notice a sentence or a thought that pops up. I will say, I don't know is usually the first one. That's kind of the one that just, that's a toss away one. What if you did know? Could you guess why you're keeping it? Start from there, just notice that. And notice that you said first floor is peaceful, cellar is 5 rooms. So notice you can have it looking good on the outside, but if you open a drawer or a door, it can be completely different. Okay. Tamara Avis, how much does one-on-one coaching cost? You know what? Here's the deal. It doesn't cost as much as you think, or it could be wildly expensive. That one number can be wildly different to people. I've had in the same week somebody say, I can't believe you charge that much, to somebody else going, oh my God, this is such a bargain. My prices are going to increase the longer that I do this. I will say that. But what I will offer to you is don't let the fear of it being too much stop you from getting the help you need. Once you find out, because here's the deal, maybe what I do can't even help you, but that's what a consultation does, is we decide if it's a good fit or not, for if what you're struggling with is what I can help you with. And then I'll ask you this, it's not so much about the payment for the coaching. It's you saying, how much is my getting my act together, getting my home and life feeling better, how much is that worth to me? And the wonderful thing, and this is why I feel so good about it. First of all, I really do believe that I am grossly undercharging compared to other people. I don't care about it because I want to help at this point in my journey being a coach. I want to help as many people as I can. So to me, I have lowballed what I am doing so I can reach more people. But what I will ask you and everybody to think of is the coaching is not just paying for those 10 sessions or the 20 sessions. I work in 10 session increments. So you get 10 sessions, one price, really clean. I like to keep it clean and organized. But what you learn in those 10 sessions are ways of thinking and doing things that last for the rest of your life. So sure, you can easily say 10 sessions, divided by this amount of money equals this amount per session. Wow, that's a lot per session. That's a lot per hour. When you extrapolate it out to between now and the rest of your life, that is micro pennies on the dollar about how much thinking about your stuff a different way, doing different things can change not just how your home looks, but how your life looks and feels and functions. So I realized at one point I said my price on a TikTok, and then I realized my price had already gone up by then. So I don't say the prices because these things get downloaded and then uploaded. I want to be current. But what I want to just ask you to think about is how much are you worth? How much are you worth for learning some skills that you can apply not only to your life to make it look and feel and function better, but then you can teach other people this. If you're a mom, you can teach your kids. If you have an auntie, you can teach your nieces and nephews. So I know that was a bit of a long-winded thing, but I think it's important. All right. My washer started leaking, probably water pump. Have the second one, works, but still want to keep the broken one. All right. Notice why you have a sentence in your head. You have a thought in your head that's keeping that one. All right. There we go. What else do we have? Yeah, time is ultimate value. I'm learning that more than more. Okay. Yeah, because you know what? The sooner we get to the end where we're all going to die, when we have more minutes behind us than we do ahead of us, that's when we realize how precious every minute is. And that's why I really like to do this is why I incorporate the life coaching in here, is because I don't want you spending the rest of your life decluttering. Just let's do it. I want to teach you how to do it so you get it done. And Digital Lifestyle is asking, why do we reclutter? You reclutter because you have habits that keep you recluttering. You just getting better habits is also part of what you learn. So you don't reclutter so that you can spend the minutes you have left doing the things that mean the most to you. Okay, there we go. Okay, guilt that my parents worked so hard for what they had and wanted to pass it on to me. That's okay. That's what they wanted. They did. They worked so hard. You love them. You can keep their stuff if you want. You don't have to, though. It could delight somebody else. I bet they don't want you feeling dragged down by the stuff. And they're dead. You can invent any story in your head that they're answering to. Mm-hmm. All right, what else do we have here? Yeah. I struggle with don't do today what you can put off till tomorrow. And my thought is, Michelle, just notice this, and anybody who thinks that, you are on a road trip. If you're not excited about where you're headed, of course you're going to delay starting. This is why I call my coaching Destination Decluttered. Destination, you're on a freaking road trip to somewhere exciting. You want your life to be looking and feeling and functioning better than it is, right? And I say right, and it's true. Why wouldn't you want to hop in the car if you're excited to get to where you want to go to? So notice that you may be not excited about why you're doing this or what it's going to look like. Okay? I love it. That girl says, been listening while I do horrible things like dusting. My entertainment center is done. I will admit, and if you came to my house, it is decluttered, but yeah, there's dust around the place because I have decided in my home that I can be an effective decluttering coach and go spend some time doing something else other than dusting. I can pay somebody. If I wanted to, I could pay somebody to dust. It's not that important to me right now. And if people come in and it's dusty, I don't care. It may get to a point where I dust, and that's okay with me. You get to choose how you do it, how you show up. It's your life. You are the driver. You are the driver. So notice where you've got the brake on. Notice where you're slowing your roll, and notice where you want to speed ahead. All right? All right? Is what it, right? That's why you do a lot of that. Yeah, Johnny. All right. What else do we hear? How did you get into the help? I think I asked that. I just helped people because God knows I know, and a lot of people are cluttered. And I always say, would you like some help with that? Sometimes people say no. Sometimes they say yes. Yes, exactly. Anastasia, let's go to Palm Springs. Exactly. Did you get a degree to help to change the mindset of others? Just wondering how to acquire it. Bernie K111, I will offer to you. Google it. I got a certification doing life coaching, but here's the thing. Life coaching is completely at this moment unregulated. It was important for me to get some training to become a better coach. You can do what you want. You don't necessarily need a degree. You might want one though. It's totally up to you and what you want your journey to be. For a while, I coached without the certification, and then I decided it was important to me, and there are places out there that certify. But even that type of stuff is pretty, like whatever you want to make it. So just do what feels right to you. And what else? Okay. Yep. If you need a consult with me, I need to keep two. Yeah. Stop keeping. Why am I keeping two of everything? Just notice, you guys, you have the power in you. For this last 5 minutes, I just want to remind you that I am here not because I want you to follow me, but what I want you to do is start to follow yourself. Get to know yourself. Get to know what's going on in your head. Do not be afraid. It may be scary at first. Oh my God, I don't want to go there. I'm going to run away from my thoughts. I'm going to distract myself. I'm going to go shop, drink, eat, smoke. What do you do? All that. It's okay to listen to what's in your head and discover why you do certain things and why you don't do them. Because the only way you're going to change that is by knowing what makes you do it in the first place. And what I have found is I thought I was scared to do that. I was going to find out I was a horrible person. I was broken. I'm not fixable. And really what that ended up being was big shadows behind me that I was kept on running away from. When I finally stopped and turned around, those big shadows came from like little scared little thoughts and kids in the back seat. Like I'm going to get in trouble if I don't do this. My dad's going to be mad at me if I don't have a regular job. I need to have my house look a certain way to keep up with the Joneses. A lot of fear-based. If you want to get down to the nitty-gritty, why we stay stuck is fear, and how we move forward is love. And love for ourselves, and what we want our homes to be like and what we want our lives to be like is what gets you on the other thought. If you've got a fear-based thought, how can you create a love-based thought for yourself that instead of discouraging you, encourages you, so that instead of staying stuck, you get started? That's really what it's all about, is loving where you're headed, loving that you deserve to be that way. No matter how old you are, you can start it right now. I think, if anything, the later you start, the more meaning it has, because you have so many years behind you of knowing what it didn't feel like, that you delight in how good it feels, how better it feels when you're decluttered, because you know what it's like to feel the opposite way. I like that because I live in a place that, used to have 4 seasons, but I appreciate the spring and summer so much because I've had the winter. Can we do family coaching? Tennessee Horses. I coach couples. If you want to get your family together, the only thing you'd have to do is get everybody together at the same time for 10 sessions, at the same time every week for 10 sessions. And also, here's the deal, is helping people. Everybody should want to, at a certain level, want to do it, there we go. Yeah, you just Abbott Elementary. That's my goal as a new retiree. I just want to be done with it. Yeah, seriously, you guys, just be done with it. I would love it if what I do becomes obsolete. If everybody's like, nope, I'm good. I dealt with my clutter and there's no cluttered people left. I would love to then go do something else. Okay. So just notice that. Yes. Give someone a fish and they eat for a day. Teach them to fish and they eat for a lifetime. That's exactly. I want to teach you this because it's so much better than me just coming in and doing for you. Here's the thing. Laura San Diego, is it okay to do an hour a day or all at once? I get overwhelmed. You do you. But I will say this. Do not notice perfectionism in all or nothing thinking, and I can't take a break. I have to keep on going and going, can lead to burnout. This is not think of you on a road trip. It's going to take you a certain amount of hours to get there. Do you want to do you want to enjoy the process? There's a balance between going too slow and too fast. That's the just right feeling, where you're making progress, but you're also making time in your life for the things that you want to do. Okay, there we go. Sora is saying, is hoarding being disorganized and hoarding the same? It is not. Hoarding is a trauma-based response to things that is an official mental illness diagnosis. I will be frank with you. I do not coach people who are hoarders unless they are under the care of somebody who is dealing with their mental health. And also it feels like what they're struggling with is what I can help with. I know my place in the world, and I don't want to give somebody false hope that what I do is going to help them. It just would end up in disappointment on both of us. So if you think you're a hoarder, find out more about what that is and get some mental health help. Okay, there we go. Yes, all or nothing. Yeah, exactly. My all or nothing thinking got me nothing. And it's true. Chunk yourself down. Today, what can all of us do? 15 minutes today. I'll leave you with this. What can all of us do to get our homes looking and feeling functioning better? Set a timer, 15 minutes. You know what that does? That gets you away from where it is now. You're 15 minutes better, and you're 15 minutes closer to your destination, okay? I have to sign off right now because I've got a full day of coaching and consultations, but this is wonderful to meet everybody. I will be doing future TikTok lives if you're available to see them. They're posted on my TikTok page. If you haven't liked my TikTok page, if you could like it, that would be really great. If you're interested in my email mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, if there may be some slots left on my calendar, you'll find that on my website. If not, I will be adding more of them as my calendar allows. And the best way to find out about them, again, is the Destination Decluttered email mailing list. Okay. Nice to see you. Thank you, Ms. Prentice. Luz, thank you. Jennifer, everybody. This was really fun. I look forward to seeing you again. And here's what I like to end with is kind of you deserve to figure out what your destination is and drive in the direction of that destination of your dreams. Okay. You can do this and you deserve it. Alrighty. Miracles and Money. I'll be adding more. Get on my mailing list and you guys get first dibs. Okay. I will see you later. Have a good day. Bye.